Welcome back, YouTube fam. This is Dan, and we just came right back into Red Strings Club. So, I think we are back at the point just after, oh man, I forgot the name. The hacker person just got shot from behind from like security camera slash sentry drone or something like that. And Brandeis was going through the memories, and yeah, lots of stuff going on. But whoo, I don't know. There's something going on here with these shady as corporations, and dude, and I'm not gonna say too much, but I'm feeling it myself in my own personal life with some of these companies and stuff. And I'm not gonna go into details, but yeah, I'm feeling this game right now. Like especially today. All right, Brandeis. Fudge. What happened? I gotta know and feel how Akara here got wrecked. She was gunned down by the clinic security systems, along with Ariadne. That's their name, Ariadne. Shame. I like that girl. Revolutionaries don't live long, but we do live intense. Oh no. Are you a revolutionary now? Don't tell me you're planning on finishing that girl's job. It's not that. Just before she was zapped, Ariadne discovered a pretty effed up scheme. From Supercontinent Limited? What a surprise. Shut up. I mean, effed up even for a corporation. They're moving into mind control, a system or something called social psyche welfare, and it will manipulate implant wearers, so allow me to take this personally. It does sound effed up even for a corporation. Are you sure about this? Donovan, they killed Ariadne just for reading it aloud. Okay. But let me dig a little deeper into all this before you try to pull some crazy stunt. Don't worry, don't want you joining the revolutionary grave. Human improvement compromised. Oh, that makes sense now. What do we do with them? Akara is an android specialized in empathy, right? Let's have them patched up. I have an idea. Welcome to the Red Strings Club. And I thought I was the crazy bastard. There's a fine line between a crazy bastard like you and a genius like me. And I don't blame you for not being able to see the difference. Whatever, let's go over the plan. We have to find a way to infiltrate the Supercontinent Limited's offices. Then I'll hack their operation down. Bam! That's like the last stage of the plan, man. First, we have to know if all this poses a real threat, what it really means, and how it'll affect us in this town. Maybe there's even a way to sabotage it without having to send you in. It's a real freaking threat, Donovan. And we don't know how much time we have left until they turn me into a brainless doll. Okay, how about this? You start securing an infiltration method, talk with your terrorist friends and their ilk, do your thing. I'll take a couple of days at least. In the meantime, I'll gather some intel and make sure we avoid what trouble we can. My investigation will determine what course of action is needed. But then, and only then, we'll decide if you go in there. You hear me? If this happens to be as apocalyptic as you predict, I'll back you up with everything I have. You'll go in a lot more prepared this way, don't you think? On the other hand, if we find this isn't such a big deal, you call off the operation. We pay your hacker friends for the trouble, and that's it. Alright, Donovan, okay. A much wiser way to proceed, no? Yes, okay, you're right. Thank you, Donovan. You're very welcome, handsome. A client is approaching the club. Wow, how do you know? I'm accessing footage from all recording devices in proximity of the club in real time to better help Donovan. You can do that? I told you they'd make a great aid. Now, go. I know who's coming. I called the consultant engineer who was hired recently by Supercontinent to work on some new bionics firmware. I've worked with her in the past, and my instinct tells me she's got something to do with all this. You sure pull the red strings quick. Ba-dum-ba. Red Strings Club. Time is of the essence. Don't want my favorite crazy beaster to turn into a brainless doll. Ha ha. Goodbye, genius. I'll keep you posted. Alright, Akara, remember, don't interact with the clients unless necessary. Welcome to the club, and thank them when they leave. If your empathy superpowers make you aware of something you want to share with me, wait until we're alone in the club. Got me? Understood. Welcome to the Red Strings Club, Diana Mays. Oh, am I that famous? Damn you, Akara. Don't go saying clients' names. How should I cover this? Well, let's tell her that we told her that she was coming. He knew. He reached out to her, didn't he? I mean, Donovan did say that. Haha, no, I just told her about the distinguished client that was coming. Sorry about that. It's alright. It made me feel important, haha. When did you start hiring brats to work at the bar anyway? Are you getting old? Yeah, you know. My leg isn't getting any better, and I thought I could use an extra hand. Must be tough facing life without any upgrades, huh? I'm happy. Does that count? Congratulations. Do you have a light? Okay, I'll spare you the preamble and guess why you called me. Is it because of the dead girl at the H+ Corpse clinic? She's. You engineers don't like to waste time, huh? I know your boyfriend works with those Proxima rascals on the regular and figured you want details. Oh! Is Brandeis Donovan's boyfriend? Okay. Now I'm getting it. I'm seeing what they throw down there. And I thought I was the information broker. Damn. What's that info gonna cost me? There's some information I'd like you to get me in exchange. This nut will be pretty hard to crack, but I trust you're the best. Now you're gilding the pill. What do you say we start with a drink on the house? Yes, please. I've been dying to sip from one of your cocktails again. Right away, miss. Hey, Newman, my muse, are you around? This time it's the real deal. Let's get some info out of this girl. Remember, fill the glass with spirits to tune into the soul discs. Adjust the size of the disc by adding ice to the drink. I've filled the notebook with our objectives. Please take a look at them. Okay. So, what is social psyche welfare? What is the mirror neuron algorithm? When do they plan to execute this? Alright, so these are stuff that we need. Alright, I'll be taking notes, adding facts, and updating the objectives as we progress. So please check it out now and then. One more thing. Before asking her any questions, think about whether she's in the right mood to answer them. This isn't a video game. We can't keep repeating the same dialogue again and again. If you need to change the mood, just serve her another drink and we'll take it from there. In this case, sympathy may dry out confessions and fear may exploit her paranoia. I'll trust your instincts, my magical friend. Alright, so sympathy and fear. I think we go with sympathy. That seems like it's the right call. Alright. Whoa. Okay. Let's dump some of that out. A little bit more. There we go. Okay. Now let's see. Does this goes up, I think? Yep. Come on. No. Oh, not too much. Not too much. Just a little bit more. And just a tiny bit. There we go. Oh, whoop. Let's move this back. Alright, let's grab some ice. Boom! Serve! Oh, God, you're the frickin' best. Why do you need the information dealing side hustle Oh, why do you need the information dealing side hustle when you make cocktails this good? I'm telling you, you should be a world famous bartender. I'm glad you like it. She seems to be in a good mood. What should I start with? Alright, so let's see. Let's talk about what information she wants from us. So, what information do you want from me? As I said, it's a tough nut to crack. And by tough, I mean dangerous. But I figure that's never been a problem for you. Nothing can get me as long as I run the Red Strings Club. Fire away. I want to know who the CEO of Supercontinent Limited is. Come again? Don't you work for them? Yeah. Can't you just Google it? What you'll find online is that Supercontinent CEO is Jack B. Gaynor. What you'll also see is that he hasn't made a public appearance in 2 years. You're implying the CEO has been supplanted? That's one hypothesis, yes. The fact is that no one's seen him for a long time, and that lately, Supercontinent's philosophy and methods have changed dramatically. They've become quite a bit more aggressive. I see. So, Newfoot Supercontinent Limited has been more aggressive of late. Okay, Diana. Leave it to me. I'll look into it. So we have to find out who Supercontinent CEO is. So, let's see. Let's ask her about Ariadne's death. Okay, tell me about Ariadne's death. Oh, so you already know who it was. Well, that's my job. I called you hoping you could tell me something I don't know. What don't you know then? Why was she killed? Why did she have to be silenced? And what was she doing there? Alright, so we kind of know these two a little bit. We know why she was there. She was trying to mess with the Supercontinent Limited. But why was she killed and why did she have to be... Aren't these two the same thing? Why was she killed and why did she have to be silenced? Let's go with this one because it's less obvious than why was she killed. Why does she have to be silenced? Wow. Silenced? What word choice? For what I know, Ariadne was there to steal some data. Silence is a good way to put it, don't you think? Only way for someone to be killed by this security system is to jeopardize a client's life. Ariadne has never killed anyone. Look, I'm sorry for her. She just bit off more than she could chew. And what might that be? Does it have to do with Akara? And could it have something to do with SPW? Yeah, let's see if she knows what this is. Could it have something to do with SPW? Whoa, what? Social psyche warfare. So you know about it? Just the name. I thought you might be involved. Oh god, I hope she wasn't killed over that. Yes, I'm the director of that project. So SPW is worth killing for, huh? Yes, I mean, the supercontinent it is. I'd never do that. But not because it's anything shady, only because it's so revolutionary. I see. Alright, so tell me more about the social psyche welfare, because she might have a different take on it. Tell me more about social psyche welfare. I guess there's no way back with you now, so I'm going all in. Are you ready? Shoot. Social psyche welfare is the greatest revolution in the area of human comfort. We've been working for a long time on designing a system that always keeps the user at their best. SPW is able to tell apart feelings like depression, anxiety, rage, and keep them in check using only the power of our own physiology. It's all natural, no secondary side effects. Really? No secondary side effects? Let's see. Won't SPW make you stop being you? Isn't SPW going to affect creativity? SPW sounds like mind control device to me. don't you think it's all a bit unnatural? Well, let's tell her that it seems like mind control, because that's what Brandeis was thinking. SPW sounds like mind control device to me. That's quite a stretch. Isn't unhappiness what drives us forward? What you're selling sounds like the worst kind of conformism. No one will ever be willing to fight, to rebel, to disrupt our world. That's pretty convenient for corps and governments alike, isn't it? The fine print of eternal happiness is absolute obedience. Don't exaggerate. I'm using SPW right now. Do you see me as a harmless lamb? I don't think so. How can you know? I feel better than ever. See, you're wrong about unhappiness being the greatest motivator. The best goals are born from joy and love. I don't blame you, you've always been a survivor. But those days are almost over. I don't want to sound delusional here, but SPW is freaking worldwide peace. Can't you see it? Excuse me, but no, I can't see it. The world needs disagreement to keep evolving. World peace just means eternal slumber. Let me stop you right there before you start making a plea for war. You know that's not what I mean. Only that you just said world peace is bad for humanity. Okay, this argument isn't going anywhere. Let's change the subject. I mean, arguments can be made on both sides. I think it depends on the person. Some people need agitation, need a stimulus to grow, to continue to push, and other people need to be happy. They need comfort to be able to grow and to push. It depends on the specific individual. You can't push. You can't push a stimuli. You can't push a specific environment in order to make people succeed or to drive them. Everybody is their own self. Some people, when they're comfortable and happy and joyous, they're just that's where they stay. And for others, that encourages them to do better, to make themselves even more like comfortable or happy. And for others, it's the push, it's the antagonism that gets them moving forward. For me, that's not the case. I guess I'm somewhere in the middle. Like, if I'm totally comfortable, I will tell you that I'm probably not pushing myself too much. Yeah, I guess like with this YouTube channel, I guess I'm fairly young in channel wise and channel length of existence. So I still push myself quite a bit. I think I'm comfortable as far as putting videos and stuff out there, but I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to make my style better. And I think I'm doing a decent job. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you think so as well. But yeah, but to be pushed into an environment where I have to succeed, I have to push myself to the greatest degree, that I think that stifles me personally. But how about you? Do you feel the same? It's like, how is it that you get motivated? I'd be interested to hear how some of you, my viewers, are feeling about that subject. Do you feel like you need a push or conflict to push yourself, or do you prefer to be comfortable and push yourself with your own power, with your own motivation? Or are you somewhere in between like myself? I'd be interested to see, and I wonder if maybe some of the other people that are watching would like to know too. If you are willing to share, please put that in the comments. I think we're all willing to find some motivation amongst ourselves and each other. Anyways, back to the game. Alright, so let's see. Won't SPW make you stop being you? Going to affect creativity. And don't you think it's all a bit unnatural? Well, she thinks it's the greatest thing, and the way that we've been playing Donovan, he doesn't. So I guess we won't talk more about SPW. We know what it is. So all of this, I think, is just going to cause conflict. You know, I've had enough SPW for today. I'm really excited about all this. Okay. Sorry you're not a fan of it, but just accept it. This is the future. No, the present. Don't let it get under your skin or you'll ruin that fragile handcrafted happiness of yours. Alright, so let's see why she wants to know about Supercontinent's CEO. If you don't mind me asking, why do you want to know about Supercontinent's CEO? I guess a proper explanation is due if you want to do a decent job. As I said, I believe the CEO is no longer Jack B. Gaynor. I've never met the guy in person, nor was he a celebrity. But he showed his face when necessary. Now, I can't find record of a public appearance that's not at least 2 years old. Plus, Supercontinent's strategy changed dramatically 2 years ago. Changed? How? I feel like they've become more aggressive, cruelly pragmatic. So, aren't you worried because they're behaving like a normal corporation? Yes. I didn't take you for an idealist yuppie, Diana. Supercontinent has never been up to any good, no matter how pretty their marketing. Except they actually serve a greater good. Supercontinent has done a lot for this country and people around the world. For example, look, Supercontinent is powerful, but they're not a massive corporation. Their fundamental goal isn't to accumulate power, but to grow their ability to help people. Supercontinent's executives are some of the lowest paid among major world corporations. That's because they don't aim for profit, but social change. I've witnessed it all myself. I'm a part of it. Supercontinent plays the corporation game, but their goals aren't so different from yours. Supercontinent has fought many unjust laws, keeping governments in check. Supercontinent pleads for decent housing for everybody, and they offer free legal representation to those who can't afford it. Hell, a few years ago, they dismantled the entire city police because of corruption. So, if so, how come they want to lobotomize us? If they're so nice, what do they have to fear? And then, okay, let's say they're not so bad. Alright, so, yeah, let's continue on with or rather Donovan's line of thinking. So how come they want to lobotomize us? What? Social psyche welfare doesn't sound that friendly to me. I already told you, it's not a freaking lobotomy. Happiness without all the chemical complications of drugs or the shameful self-help literature. A shortcut to our better selves. It should at least be optional. That's not my decision. The classic corporate moral bailout. With all due respect, we don't need to agree as long as we keep our ends of the bargain. I agree with that. Alright, let me see here. We need to know what the mirror neural algorithm, when do they plan to execute this, and what role does Akara play in all this? Alright. Alright, let's see what she's been working on lately. Hey, tell me how you've been. What have you been working on lately? I already told you. It's not as though a job like SPW gives me a lot of spare time for pet projects, you know? Sure, sorry. Donovan, if I hadn't removed the part of my brain that processes love, I swear I'd fall for you every time. I don't know how you do it, but I always leave the club shaking. I'm starting to think you're putting something in my drinks. Just alcohol, I swear. But I'm glad I can get through your ice-cold processes and stir those artificial feelings of yours. Hey, they're not artificial, they're just upgraded. Emotion can be a pitfall for a scientist like me. Better to have them in check. You ought to live more dangerously, Diana. Inspiration plays a big part in being a memorable scientist. Maybe. I'll make sure to come back to the club anytime I need some good old mojo. Please do. I should be leaving now. Thanks for the drinks, the chat, and the info. And please, call me as soon as you get something on Supercontinent CEO. I will. Thank you for coming, Diana. My pleasure. Thank you for coming. See you next time, Diana. Okay, Akara, listen. Never again say a customer's name. Why not? Because it makes them feel uncomfortable and paranoid. I was taught that repeating someone's name builds trust and familiarity. Yeah, but the Red Strings Club is a haven of sorts. My clients value their anonymity. If you blab their names right when they come in, they'll think I told you all about them. And you're supposed to be a mere trainee. Leave the name dropping to me. Understood. I'm sorry, Donovan. Don't sweat it. Just keep in mind, Akara. It won't happen again, Donovan. Very well, Akara. Let's focus on your aptitudes instead of your weaknesses. Get any interesting insights from your empathic algorithms? Indeed. However, I don't see any easy way to properly communicate them. So I'd like to propose a game. A game? You're full of surprises. Play is one of the most primal human devices for learning and development. Transmitting the vast amount of data I've gathered from your conversation with Diana is impossible. So I've designed a process to let you reach your own conclusions. Moreover, I get to better understand you so we can improve as a team. Sounds like pro HR talk. But sure, I'm in. How do we play? I'm going to ask you a series of questions, 10 to be exact. I have my own answers to them, but I am most interested in your input. When we are finished, I will let you know how many of them you got right. If you score at least 7 out of 10, I'll grant you a new skill. What? A new skill? Did they use the AI of a RPG villager to build you? And what the heck? Can you even do that? A game without reward proves to be very dull. And yes, I can grant you something to improve your bartending skills. Why don't you give it to me now? I'm designed to make you happy, a much different thing than granting your every wish. Sometimes I feel like you're some dumb mannequin, but now, I believe the very devil could be running through your circuits. Shall I begin? This is exciting. You're more twisted than I thought. Give it to me. Is Diana physically attracted to you? Come again? What kind of question is that? And how am I supposed to know? Please, just answer my questions. I know what I'm doing. Is Diana physically attracted to you? I'd say yes. Most likely. Is Diana 100% loyal to Supercontinent Limited? 100% loyal? I mean, she makes it seem that way, yes. Is she proud of social psyche welfare? Yes. Would Diana be happier without the effects of SPW? To her, I would say no. Does Diana know about mirror neuron algorithm? I don't know. Probably? Who is the person Diana most admires? That's a good question. Maybe the CEO? She never mentioned Nikola Tesla, and she didn't mention much about herself either. Oh, but she did say that she thinks that SPW is the greatest thing. So maybe herself. Regarding your bartending, what spirit does Diana enjoy the most? Oh, I don't know what was what. I don't know. Let's just say vodka. Did Diana lie to you during your conversation? Yes, probably. What is Diana's greatest fear right now? I would say probably either being depressed or that SPW fails. And I think that's because, I think she likes SPW because she is depressed. And that's why she wants to control emotions and why she says she's feeling happy. But at the same time, if that's the case, she probably wouldn't want it to fail, even if it is helping her from being depressed. Because she thinks it's going to change the world. And I think she honestly believes that. Is social psyche welfare as bad as you thought? This one, I can't fail since it's my opinion, no? Maybe. It's as hard as not lying. Is SPW as bad as you thought? No, but it should be optional. Yeah, I'd say that. No, but it should be optional. I mean, nowadays you can have whatever psychoactive drugs you want. Becoming a smiling bastard should be the decision of the implant wearer. This silent update is a crime no matter how you look at it. Okay, that was the last question. We told Akara SPW isn't wrong, but it should be optional. Yeah, I agree. I mean, people can alter their mood and their state of consciousness on their own in many countries. At the very least, many countries around the world allow alcohol, and that changes your state of consciousness. Why can't, like, if this were available, why would this necessarily be illegal if it was opt-in and you could control it? I feel like it would be bad if some other entity were to control it without your regard and just to set things up for how they would like you to feel and act. But if you were to choose it, I feel like that would be acceptable. Did I pass? You got 4 out of 10 questions right. I'm sorry, but you didn't read the context as well as I expected. And I thought I was a cunning man. I'm ashamed. Since this was our first time playing, I can concede you get another go at it. Do you want to try again? Man. I guess I'll give it another try and see how well I do, but I mean, 7 out of 10 is a lot, and there's a lot there that I don't know. No, you know what? I'm not gonna bother. We'll just go with it. Nah, it feels like cheating. I'm curious about the prize, though. I was going to produce a short span memory resetter for you. Is that a cool name for a shot? No, one of my abilities is to synthesize psychoactive drugs. The system was designed to deal with emergency anxiety crises and such. But given the usual context we're in, I can widen its purposes. Adding it to a client's drink would make them think they just sat at the bar for the first time. That way you could explore different paths in a conversation without them noticing. Wow, that sounds crazy and a bit immoral. Why? Aren't you manipulating them with your drinks? I thought this would be helpful. Ah, you got me there. It really would be useful, alright. Pay attention to the next client and you may win one. Couldn't you just make a ton of them for me since we're such good friends? I have a limited chemical repository for such purposes, so I'd rather keep these as prizes for our little games. How playful of you. Gotcha. Let's keep it like this then. I detect a client approaching the club. So soon? Didn't expect anyone else tonight. Do you want me to check their background? Yes, please. Naima Cross, 34 years old. She's a corporate lawyer at Supercontinent Limited. Footage from nearby locations shows that she's been shadowing Diana. Uh-oh. This may be troublesome. Do you want me to drive her away? Can you do that? I could send a fake emergency meeting request to her phone, for example. Your skill set begins to seem uncanny. Do you want me to drive her away? No, let her in. If fate brought her to the Red Strings Club, there has to be a reason, and we're happily going to exploit that. Ah, so she's augmented, it seems. Welcome to the Red Strings Club. Absinthe on the rocks, please. Welcome to the Red Strings Club, miss. I'm afraid I can't just serve that to you. This is not your usual bar. Here, let me tell you how... Here, you tell me how you feel, and I fix you a matching drink. I see. Then I feel like asking you a series of questions regarding why you're prying into my clients' businesses. How dry. You must be a lawyer, no? That's correct. I'm here representing Supercontinent's interests. What was Diana May's business here? Hold your horses now. Apart from serving drinks, I'm also an information broker. So questions have a price tag in this company. Okay, how much? Here's my deal. You ask as many questions as you want, then I get to ask as many questions myself. Fair enough. Although I should inform you that, unlike you, I won't be able to disclose any of my clients' sensitive information. Fair enough. Although I must let you know that, unlike you, I know my way around empathy and subtlety. You risk leading more information than you might think. I'll take my chances, mister. The name's Donovan, owner of the Red Strings Club. Nice to meet you. I am Naima Cross, corporate lawyer at Supercontinent Limited. Shall we commence business? Fire away. Well, where's Diana May's business here? Well, she was an old friend. Oh, she's just an old friend. She pays me a visit every now and then. We had a drink and caught up, that's it. Please, at least have the decency to not lie to me. I won't lie to you either. If I can't disclose something, I will clearly specify so. Except that was the truth, Miss Cross. Friendship might sound alien in your world, but we still keep loving each other at street level. Alright, we kept her safe from Naima's inquiry. Next question is about the Proxima organization. They've been making trouble for my client lately. I'd like to know exactly what Proxima's got on Supercontinent Limited. Okay. Let's see, what do we tell her? So this is a lie. Proxima knows about your new CEO. Tell her Proxima snatched an Akara unit, or tell her about Ariadne's findings. Let's tell her that Proxima snatched an Akara unit, because that's true. And, yeah, I mean, maybe it might be fairly known, but this thing, finding out about Ariadne's findings, that might get go a little too far. Like, you know too much, my man. And then also that might lead to more information that shows that Diana was here for something else. So we'll go with this one. I don't know how they covered their tracks, but does your client know that Proxima snatched one of their top secret Akara androids? Is that true? So you're confirming the existence of such androids? Save us both some time and skip the captious questions, sir. Okay. Save your rhetorical ones too, then. Fair enough. Just tell me what you know. From what I've heard, Proxima got their hands on an old version of Akara. I know they've been experimenting with it. I don't know what they've gotten out of it, but it must be good since Akara was the main business of the girl that infiltrated your clinic. That's useful information. Thank you. Next question. Where is Johanna Septhis? Come again? Where is Johanna Septhis? You're saying that as if I should know her. What a poor information dealer you are if you don't even know Supercontinent's Chief Operations Officer. COO. Okay. What's the matter? Is she missing? Forget about it. Ah. That was all I had to ask. My turn then? Go ahead. You have 3 questions. I can't have you sitting there without a drink, though. This is a club, after all. Okay, but I won't be telling you how I feel or any of that nonsense. Don't worry, you let me know enough about yourself already for me to work my magic. Trust me, you'll like this. Alright, so ambition, stress, and remorse. Ugh, I don't know which way to go, guys. I don't know which way to go. Is she feeling ambitious, or is she feeling stress, or is she feeling remorse? She's probably feeling stress, I would say. So let's go with this one. Okay. What even is this, anyways? Let's see. This one goes down. This one. What is this? Tongue for it. I don't know. Let's see. Left. Absinthe is left. So this is absinthe. Okay. And then right side. So right. This one's right. This one's tequila. So, absinthe, tequila. This has got to be down. So this one's vodka. And then this one is bourbon. Okay. 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 So we've got, this was absinthe. I'm gonna go with stress. Just a little bit more. Maybe a tiny bit more. Okay. And then we will use bourbon. Come on. A little bit. Ooh, too much, too much, too much. Whoa. I poured out a little too much. Alright, let's be a little more careful about this. Alright, I think that's close enough. Alright, now let's get some ice. Bing! Alright. Look, I shouldn't be wasting my time here. Make your questions quick, I have a lot on my plate. A drink won't hurt, relax. Oh, we just made her stressed. She looks stressed, let's exploit that. 3 questions left. Choose the topic wisely. Ooh. Alright, so, what's the deal with Johanna Seftis? Learn more about the social psyche welfare's legality. Who's the highest authority on SPW? Bluff, why didn't the CEO tell me about you? And Bluff, will everything be ready for the unveiling of SPW next week? Oh, these Bluff ones could work, because some questions we need to know is if it's legal, when they plan to execute, and who is the CEO. So she's stressed, so maybe if we bluff, we can get a little bit out of this. So let's go with this first, about the legality. Would you please explain social psyche welfare's legality to me? Because I still can't imagine how you convinced the government to buy into it. Listen, you don't need to pry on this one because it's all perfectly above board. The government has been in since the very beginning, and implant users are also on board since all of them signed the T&C. SPW is backed by the government. Yeah, terms and conditions, in case you guys didn't know. Alright, so... Whoa, stop right there. Are terms and conditions really that legally binding? I mean, no one reads them. Well, if people don't give a sheez about accepting long chunks of text, it's their problem. And this isn't like downloading iTunes. People are actually agree to the forms in our clinics. As the contract says, the user's physiology may be altered to ensure a stable mind-body environment. And the Ministry of Health has determined depression, anxiety, and similar disorders to be serious social hazards. What a load of bullcrap. If a client doesn't agree with a firmware update, they can always decline it. Yeah, and render the hardware obsolete in the process. Listen, implants aren't a human right. So if someone isn't happy with the new update, they can just go back to the old, all-natural selves. Except that they'll be too busy smiling like idiots to even think about that. You're welcome to take this to court if you feel you're so offended by it. Haha, no thanks. I'll keep fighting for freedom one drink at a time. 2 questions left. Alright, so we got the legality. We need to know when they are going to execute this, so we'll ask if they're ready for next week. I don't think we need anything about Johanna. Yeah, let's bluff and ask if everything's going to be ready for next week. Will everything be ready for the unveiling of SPW next week? Freak me, it can't be next week. That's what my people on the inside told me. Those clowns from marketing are going to hear from me. We're always cleaning up after them in the legal department. Alright. couple of my journal friends already know. They told me they're even doing TV? Who's in charge of the marketing? Oh, where do we go? Where do we go? Well, we need to know when it's gonna happen. I mean, she's stressed, so maybe we can make her even more stressed. I guess we'll say that, yeah, information gathering. Let's say that his, like, Donovan's journalistic friends already know. In fact, a couple of my journal friends already know. Seriously, are they already on that phase of genopsyche? Geno what? Marketing stupid name for the press operation. Forget about it. So they have a code name and learnt about the marketing project. Thanks for letting me know in any case. No problem. Okay, last question. Ooh. Well, I guess we don't know the highest authority on SPW. We do know that falls under Diana. Maybe we'll ask about the CEO or the COO. Why didn't the CEO tell me about you? Maybe she'll reveal his name if we say this. Well, we'll try it. Why didn't the CEO tell me about you? What? How do you know our CEO? Are you talking about the CEO of Supercontinent Limited? She didn't come to this dive, did she? Wow, dive? Really? I'm sorry, I just find it terribly shocking that you've dealt with Radhika, and I've barely even seen her. Plus, she wouldn't be visiting these kinds of places. Why not? She's not my baby. Barely? Did she come by herself? We always meet alone. I'll let the board members know immediately. Slow down. Why is this such a big deal? I'm done with this topic, and I'll make sure you never get to see Radhika again. Wow, okay? What the hell is the matter with this Radhika girl? Diana seemed to be right on the money with this one. Alright. So, we found that out. Well, I'm afraid you've run out of questions. I've got too much to do tonight, so goodbye. Sure, go and spread law through town. You seem to be enjoying yourself. So just in case, I'll inform you of the current situation. Supercontinent is going through turbulent times right now. That's good. That spells change for a company. I've seen it many times. But in the process, there's usually a trail of casualties. The way you're playing right now, you've got a ticket to become one of them. Be warned, Mr. Bartender. Didn't know corporate lawyers were in the business of extending such stylish death threats. Ha! There are many fates worse than death when up against corporate law. Have a good night. All right. Thank you for coming. See you next time. Was my performance to your satisfaction this time? Excellent. Thank you very much. So quiz time now? If you please. Of course. I find it quite amusing, in fact. 10 out of 10 or more earns me a prize, right? Go ahead. Is Nima Cross a psychopath? What, are you going to ask me if she was attracted to me this time? That's irrelevant for Nima's case. Answer the question, please. Is Nima Cross a psychopath? I'm going to say no. I mean, I don't know, but she didn't... Yeah, I don't know, guys. Psychopath. That means that she doesn't have... Is that the one where she doesn't have or understand feelings, but rather she understands the social norms of behavior, and she emulates that rather than actually feels them? I'm going to say no. Because we did stress her out from the drink, so I'm going to say no. What is her top priority right now? To investigate Diana's loyalty, to find Johanna, and to assess the danger posed by Proxima. I think it's to find Johanna, Johanna. I mean, she did need to investigate Diana's loyalty, but she did ask us specifically about Johanna Seftis. But but she was trailing Diana, so maybe that's the most immediate thing. Is SPW in jeopardy? Yes. Well, because she's not in the know, so maybe, yeah. Does Naima know about the MNA, the algorithm? I'm gonna say no. Does Naima perceive you as a threat? Yes. Is Naima capable of betraying Supercontinent? I mean, she's a lawyer for the company, probably getting paid the big bucks, so let's say no. Yeah. Is she capable of covering murder for her employer? Yes, for sure. Is she capable of committing murder for her employer? Probably not. She relayed death threat, but I don't think she's going to be doing it herself. Hiring people, maybe? Regarding social psyche welfare, does Naima believe SPW is a good thing? I don't know. I don't think that she cares. Well, she probably does care, actually, because she looks like she's an implant user herself. This would be my conjecture, but she probably would believe that it's a good thing. Do you think technology manufacturers have the right to alter their products after sale? What do you mean? Is Supercontinent designed, created, and distributed the human upgrades? Do they have the right to modify them? As in by adding SPW to them? Among other things, do they have the right to modify them? This is the question that we received today, especially with right to repair. Because, like, for example, today, at least, 2023, there is the fight for right to repair in the US. I don't know how it is around other countries, but I feel as though I heard that it's very similar, where companies such as Tesla sell you a physical product like their car, but you don't really own it, you know what I mean? Because you don't have the full breadth of your ability to, or full breadth of autonomy to be able to modify things. So, for example, their software, the Tesla software, is locked. You can't access the full self-driving, for example, without paying them. And they can make updates to that anytime they want. And they do. There are people that have bought a Tesla vehicle that came with full self-driving, but then they updated the cars, which you have no ability to remove their ability to update, and have taken that away from people, especially for people who bought the car secondhand from another person, used. That new owner, even though the car came with the full self-drive capability, it was removed after that new person purchased the car, and then they have to fully repurchase full self-driving again. Or what about, I believe it was it Volkswagen or BMW? You buy a car and they're telling you, oh, if you would like heated seats, you have to pay a subscription for that. Like, you need to pay on a monthly basis. Like, I mean, the car comes with that ability. Can you not give me the ability to buy the car with, like, it being part of the purchase? Do I have to pay for the subscription? Or even tractors with John Deere, they get updated, and all of a sudden farmers can no longer fix their own tractors without personally going through John Deere's specific repair facilities, which may not even have a local shop near them, and costing them millions, or maybe not millions, but lots and lots of money to be able to have someone sent out to the farm to fix it, when it could just be something that was just had to reset it. They can make all these changes, but at the same time, getting firmware or software updates for your cell phone is something that we all take for granted and is absolutely necessary to keep the health and the safety of your device in check. So, I mean, there are both ends to this, and it's tough to say what is better. I don't think that they should have a right to modify, like these companies. I don't think they should have the right to do whatever they want. I think they have the responsibility to keep things safe, to keep their customers safe, their clients safe. But I don't think they have the moral the moral standing to be able to make changes to their own discretion, to make changes that affect you and your day-to-day life without you being able to decline. Because you can decline or not download updates for your phone. People do it with iPhone all the time. I see it all the time. The little dot on the settings, it hasn't been updated. You got to update it. It's like it. And then on Android, you can just like say, no, don't download now. Don't do it. I've got things to do. But things like the Tesla cars, they get updated really. I've been told that I don't have one. I'm not rich. But I'm told that they update even if you don't tell them to. I mean, yeah, once purchased, it is yours. Technology bears responsibility. Yes, but they should be clear about it. Yes, we wouldn't have it without them after all. I don't agree with this last one, that they can do it willy-nilly, whatever they want. They should be clear about the things that they are doing. I do believe technology does bear responsibility, but to a degree, I do believe that the manufacturer does bear some of that responsibility for creating that product, because there are many times where companies will try to save money, take shortcuts, and that causes a problem that wouldn't have been a problem had they done the things that they should have and did it the right way. So I'm going to say disclosure is always best. So, yes, but they should be clear about it. Supercontinent is concealing the fact that something they sold is going to fundamentally change you. Isn't that the normal procedure for all technology? Dozens of firmware updates are pushed on a daily basis. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Its users accepting its terms and conditions blindfolded. So are you saying this is the public's fault? I'm not very versed in the human concept of fault. It is my understanding, though, that accepting something without thought is a sign of trust. In this case, I'd rather call it ignorance than trust. People have been indoctrinated over the years to accept whatever updates corporates throw at them. This is also true. How many times have you tried to install software on your computer and just been like, yep, agree, yep, next, finish, install. It's like, yeah, I know people do it. I know just about all of you do it. I'm sure there's a few people who read every single one of those, but very few people read every one of them. Like everyone. Like even when you get an update, some of those are major updates and they have you go through the terms and conditions during the update. I mean, that stuff happens too. And at least in the US, I think there were some cases where people have sued because of the terms and conditions. And I know, having worked for Circuit City, who has gone out of business, we used to do repairs, and you used to sign a terms and conditions for the repairs on your computers. So you would bring it in, we'd have you sign saying we're not held liable for some of the stuff that happens, you are reliable for your own data and stuff like that, blah blah blah, all the legalese. We had someone sign it, and then they opted not to back up their data. We did work on it, told them that they were going to lose all their information. They okayed it. We did the work. They came in, and then they threatened to sue us for having removed their data. And we, as the store, not the company, the store had to take a hit, sending that computer off to specialized data recovery to recover that person's data. And we told them, we had them sign this thing to say that the data is not protected. They are liable for that, and we are not. And we were told by company lawyers that that would not hold up, that it wasn't enforceable. And I'm like, but that's the terms and conditions. Those are what people accept when they drop it off, even without reading it. Even though we tell them this is what's going to happen, and this is why you're signing it, and even then it wasn't legally enforceable. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have the money to hire a lawyer to actually enforce it or to fight it, because it was a failing company. Because we did close several years after, but I don't know. I mean, things like this, it's weird and it's stupid, but whatever. So the problem is not supercontinent modifying its creation, but the lack of education amongst its users. In a free society, isn't education an individual responsibility? Not in my opinion. The powerful educate. Parents teach, schools teach, the media teaches, the government teaches. The issue might be then that you don't agree with what they are teaching. That's beyond doubt, yes. Told the car companies must be clear about changes they make to their products. Was that a question or just food for thought anyway? Indeed, it was the 10th question. Thank you for elaborating. And, well, how did I do? You've answered 8 out of 10 questions correctly. Congratulations, you won. Wonderful. What did I win? A short-term memory resetter. Nice. Very nice. Oh, I thought it was going to be a different prize this time. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right that variety in the wards can improve the game's design. I'll try to think of something different for the next time we play. Haha, it's okay, don't worry about it. Although I gotta confess, the anticipation has me excited for the next game already. Glad to hear you're having fun. Listen. I think I'm gonna close for today. My gut tells me we won't be getting any more clients until tomorrow. Yes, it doesn't look like it. Can you tell too? Do you have instincts? What you humans call instincts are just deductions your brain has drawn for you. You simply can't follow the logical sequence due to the vast amount of data your brain processes. Unlike you, I'm able to keep up with my brain. So basically, yes, your gut is right. We won't be having any more clients tonight. Good to hear, cause my leg is killing me. Let's call it a night. In fact, I think we should also call it a night here. Oh, maybe after this. So, social psyche welfare, some sort of digital happy pill, and the mirror neuron algorithm is supposed to spread it, even among non-implant users? What kind of voodoo is that? Beats me. Donovan is looking into it. We're getting pretty effed. Supercontinent's private network is inaccessible from the outside, and their tower isn't the kind of place you can just walk into precisely. You left us with a nice firewall present, eh, Ariadne? She's going to enjoy all this. Always loved the hustle, that punk. Shall we perform the last rites? Sure, you guys want me in on this? I'm not even proud of Proxima. For some reason, Ariadne's chosen you as one of her digital heirs, so just accept her, Brandeis. She shall live through us. Okay, I'll go first. Ariadne, I'll have your empathy. Let me better read into our enemies' souls. Let me better understand our allies' passions. Ariadne, I'll have your wits. Allow me to outsmart your foes. Help me survive on the field. Ariadne, So these are this thing that they're passing is her upgrades, her implants. So they're taking parts of her and implanting onto themselves to improve themselves, but also, I guess, in a way, we are taking a part of her into ourselves, kind of like with people and memory or maybe events that take place, moments. Like, if you have a moment with somebody that creates a deep memory, you take that with you even after their death. Like, let's take Spider-Man, for example. Like, he lost his Uncle Ben, and that was a memory and an event that changed his life forever and that forever stayed with him. Or even Batman losing his parents. That was an event that stayed with him and formed him into the person that he became. Now, if these were physical items like implants, that's pretty much what they're doing is they're taking that and physically taking it into themselves. And I think we'll take the knowledge. Smarter is better, I think. I'll have your knowledge. I hope you don't regret this. Dude, couldn't you be a bit more poetic? And look as corny as you two? No way. Okay, release her into the ocean now. Goodbye, warrior. I feel like you guys could have used that last implant as well. Donovan? Hey, Brandeis. How you doing? Yeah, I'm about to open shop. Yeah, Akara's doing great. You gotta see them. They even designed a little game for us to play between clients. Come on, don't be jealous. You can play with us when you're back. Did you find anything useful? Wow, you sure work fast. And when is this security breach happening? Tomorrow? I just started gathering info. We need more time. You sure there won't be another opportunity? Oh, sheesh. You'll need to do us a favor then. So we need to look for the director of the M&A, or find the COO Johanna Seftis, or investigate Supercontinent CEO. So I think we should have them find the COO Johanna Seftis, because if the lawyer's looking for them, there's got to be something shady there. But at the same time, looking for the director of the algorithm, that might be important down the line too. But maybe Johanna leads us in that direction anyways. I got a visit from one of Supercontinent's corporate lawyers. She was asking after Johanna Seftis. Yes, the chief operations officer. Whatever Akara installed in that lady back at the H Plus Corpse clinic sure messed her up. If we can get our hands on her before Supercontinent does, we'll be able to wreak havoc on their plans. Oh, you like that, don't you? Be a good boy and fetch her for me, would you? Donovan, someone's approaching the... Uh-oh. Is this the threat that the corporate lawyer sent? I've heard you craft drinks based on emotions. Ghost. You heard right. I've also heard you deal with information. You seem well informed. I happen to be a dealer of sorts myself. I can get you whatever you wish for. There's only one rule. No weapons, no living things, or no living beings. I also happen to be thirsty as hell. So I thought we could be great business partners, you and I, Donovan. What do you say? I'm pretty confident I can quench that thirst of yours. As long as you accept information as payment, I could really use an exotic supplier. Sure, don't worry about the details. Money is overrated in this city anyway. Let's take care of my thirst first, shall we? Right on it. Whoa. This is crazy! Crazy! Alright, I think we're going to stop here. I think next time I'll try to remember to start at this location and go from there. But man, like, we're really getting involved now, like with all of the mystery and shenanigans. And like, who is this guy? I don't know. I hope we'll find out more in the next one. I hope you guys are ready to come back and find out. And until then, bye.